Thank you for joining us this morning. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the veterans who've joined us, and especially Everett Chambers III, who will talk to us about the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program. During the markup, during the work on the Vow to Hire's HERO Act a couple of years ago in the Veterans Committee in the Senate, we heard from a number of veterans who are the ages of Mr. Chambers, who are no longer eligible for the GI Bill. Veterans that had been out of the military for a number of years, who were working, who had lost their jobs through no fault of their own, and needed to look to be retrained. And because they were no longer eligible for the GI Bill, we created within the Vow to Hire's HERO Act the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program. Anyone who has been honorably discharged, who is between the ages of 35 and 60, and who has lost their jobs are eligible for the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program. The bill was written. I'm the only senator from Ohio ever to serve a full term in the Veterans Committee. And when we wrote this bill, we initially planned for 99,000 spaces, and that's what was paid for, 99,000 spaces for the VRAP program. Roughly 50,000 the first year, 50,000 the second year. 54,000 people have already signed up. Some 2,200 in Ohio have signed up. One of them is Everett Chambers III. He will tell you about his work at Tri-C. He's at the Metro downtown campus. Mr. Chambers' wife was career Air Force? Was there in the Air Force? It's career Air Force. Just retired. Mr. Chambers served 4 years active duty and 4 additional years after that. But the whole point of this program is the number of veterans we know that have lost jobs, that are in that age group where it's a little harder to find a job and where their skills may need to be sort of redone or reworked, if you will. That's what Mr. Chambers is doing. We urge people to sign up as quickly as possible. There are about 40,000 slots left in the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program. You can call our office at 216-522-7272. You can go to the VA website, veteransadministration.com, and look for the VRAP program. You can sign up online. Our view is we should serve those people who served us. Everett Chambers III is an example of that. He will tell you what it means to him. Mr. Chambers?
Good morning. My name is Everett Chambers III. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I am currently a student at Tri-C Metro campus, and I have been approved for the VRAP program also. Okay? And I plan to endure in a career in electrical engineering. Thank you for your time.
County Executive Ed FitzGerald, whose public service is obviously with the FBI and has always had a special place for veterans and has worked in a number of ways to make sure this county hires as many veterans as possible. Ed, please say something.
Early part of this year, we announced that we were going to have a renewed emphasis on veterans issues, especially employment and education issues. And it was our ambition to have kind of a Cuyahoga County version of the GI Bill. What Senator Brown probably doesn't know is that his office really helped inspire that. Not just during election time, by the way. His office has been the most consistent voice in terms of pushing county government to do more for veterans. We hear from their staff, he probably doesn't even know how often we hear from his staff about those issues. They've been very consistent about that. Is there anything more we can do, especially when it comes to employment issues? Now, the unemployment rate at one point for returning veterans was an unacceptably high, it was as high as 15%. Now, right now, according to the latest statistics that we have, we're down to about 11%, but it's still unacceptably high. The overall unemployment number in Ohio is between 7 and 8%. It's about 7.4% or so in Cuyahoga County. So we still have a ways to go. Now, some of the things that we're doing specifically is the county recently became a signatory to something called the Army Pays program. Now, this is a special relationship that we have specifically with the Army, where it's really a pipeline where we're trying to give preference to their veterans and place them in Cuyahoga County. Now, we have about 180 positions that we feel fit this general category. And we've already had 75 applicants, this is just in the last few weeks, that are directly as a result of the Army Pays program. And I'm talking about departments like the Sheriff's Office, our Public Works Department, Engineering Department, Emergency Management, our 911 system. The men and women that come back from serving their country overseas have vast experience that is directly relevant to serving as a county employee. And in this period of time where we're trying to reform county government, they're perfect partners for us because they've got the skills, they have the discipline, they have the integrity, and they have the work ethic to be great county employees. So this isn't charity. It's putting people to work who have the right skills. So our goal, and again, it's something that we've taken a lot of inspiration from Senator Brown's office about, is it's important to tell returning veterans, welcome home, but it's also just as important to say, you're hired. And we're part of, I hope, a network that's going to make sure that that happens. So we're very pleased and proud to be here with both Mr. Chambers as an example of the returning veteran community and also Senator Brown.
We know that the unemployment rate is unacceptably high among veterans, that it's higher than the general population. And we know there are a lot of 35, 40, 45-year-old veterans who have lost their jobs, are no longer eligible for the GI Bill, and we want them to have those opportunities. So we passed a couple of years or so ago the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program, which helps veterans who are 35 to 60 go, if they've lost their jobs, they were honorably discharged, go back to Tri-C.
Go to onecuyahoga.com. There will be an icon there. They can click on it and find out information about it. We still have positions that are available. We're just doing everything possible to try to have preferences for returning veterans. And we're also trying to set an example for the private sector to do it as well.